Hello everyone, this is XBIGALSKIx, and this is part 4 of the Graveyard of Hunter the Reckoning, my commentary walkthrough video on Nightmare Mode, playing as the character Judge. So this part right here, this is really long. I wanted to, again, show at the beginning of all the screens that I'm still playing on Nightmare Mode. You can toggle that and the costume, I guess whenever you want, but again, I want to make sure that everybody sees that I'm still playing. Of course I could edit that out or something if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that. I really want to show that this run is on Nightmare Mode. There was some videos on YouTube, not of this, of something else, but somebody saying that they were playing on a certain difficulty when obviously they weren't. So I believe in, doing what you say, showing what you're doing here. So that's the reason I'm going to show that every time. And as you can see, my red and my blue stayed the same from, the previous chapter. It doesn't, start over at the beginning of a chapter or part, however you want to call it. So this here, again, want to save my ammunition, what little I have, I guess, of the heavy stuff. I might not even have any. I don't even know right now. I don't remember. But just be methodical and shoot these back and forth. You're going to see sometimes there's humans in these little buildings here. There could be weapons, guns. So I'm going to kind of go in there and double check, see which one. If I'd played the game longer and played it multiple times, I remember when I used to play it all the time, I would know what was happening and what wasn't. Now, your goal for this whole thing is to protect Haley, or Kaylee, whatever her name is. And you have to really kind of stay close. If you get far away and she gets off screen, even if you feel like you've killed everybody, one of those blue Spectre Ghost guys, whatever, will respawn and start, doing some damage. Also, she can be hurt by these little blue, the little fire projectiles or blue projectiles. So you really got to be careful, where you lead her. They're not going to focus on her that much compared to you, but if you are far enough away, they will start beating the crap out of her. And then she lets out this god-awful scream. Since whenever I do the audio, or the commentary for this, the audio of the game is silent. But trust me, whenever you hear her scream, you'll know it. So this first part, again, I'm going to kind of be going back and forth, retracing my steps a little bit, because sometimes the guys will respawn, and I've said it, and I'll keep saying it. I want to kill everybody no matter what. See, that he missed me, but he hit her and did a little damage on her. But I go side to side. I could easily go to the area where you need to go to the left, and there's you have to kill some guys, and then they drop a key, and then you can go through the gate. But that defeats the purpose. So it's boring. So that's the great thing about YouTube, is y'all can just scan forward a little bit. But I still have the right hand side to go through. Again, I know I keep doing the same thing, but when I get up there and I'm playing, I sometimes forget what I've done and where I've gone, and I'll backtrack maybe a little bit more than I need to. But the good news is there are some videos coming up that are going to be 3 to 6 minutes long. So not all of them are as long as this one. There's going to be some that are going to be longer. I'm getting ready to do those here coming up. I wish you could rotate the camera, because you really rely on it doing it for you. Or, it does it for you. It doesn't always go where you need it to go, or see what you can see. Now each enemy has, I guess, a certain vulnerability. Like I think the shotgun takes that out pretty fast. You know, the crossbow does not, but I don't want to use my shotgun ammo just now. So whenever I did this, I don't think I made the most efficient plan ever. So again, I tried to get greedy, tried to go up, get my red, mistime my jump, and ended up taking some damage. So again, just be careful. I think I was reloading too. When it's funny. I don't know if the game planned it that way or that's just how it works out. But it seems like they'll drop something either when you're just a little bit too far away from it to get it, but you do some kind of mistake to come and get it, or you're reloading at that time, and then you think you're going to shoot them to knock them back because you see how much they recoil whenever you hit them. And then you end up missing it. But yeah, see, I again probably didn't take the most efficient route. I should have started here on the right hand side first. But again, I want to make sure that I kill everybody, so I'm covering everything. I'm kind of going in between here. Sometimes they'll put weapons in between the sides here that you can't see, and I want to make sure that I pick up everything. Or sometimes they'll put humans there on the sides that you can't see. And also, as boring and as inefficient as this is, sometimes, see, there was a shotgun in there. I thought I'd gone in there earlier and I didn't. But as boring as inefficient as this is, sometimes backtracking like this will respawn some more enemies. So the more enemies you kill, the greater your experience is, the faster you can level up. And you want to have those level skills as soon as you possibly can, which I guess is kind of a oxymoron, because to get them as soon as you possibly can, you've got to wait a long time to kill all these guys. I don't know if it's an oxymoron, but you get what I'm saying. So when you have the opportunity and nobody's around, always reload. And then see, going through these brush right here, you kind of get stuck, and then Kaylee will get stuck, and then the ghosts will come out, so that's probably not the best thing to do, going through all that brush. See, again, try to get greedy. Look what happens. Look what happens when you get greedy right there. That's a perfect example of, I preach it, but I'm not doing it. And see, I missed him, and that can get you too. That's hurt me on a couple of levels where I've gone to use my edge on them, my word of power, and it missed the one right in front of me. And then that one ends up doing the most damage on me. So again, just kind of walking around to make sure I don't miss any respawns. Everybody must die. I will say that the one thing I enjoy about this is you can play at your own pace. Just take your time, enjoy killing everybody, or run through it. I've always been that, you know, you pay for the game, you might as well play it. I mean, of course, everybody can play it like they want. I think I've said that before. I'll probably repeat myself a lot on these videos just because it's usually a long time between whenever I play it and whenever I do the voiceover. And second of all, some of these videos are so long that, you know, there's not a lot to talk about. But I believe, you know, I played the game. I'm going to kill everybody. That's what I like to do. I like to play as all the characters. Now, that's something I will not be doing. Will not be making a nightmare run for all the characters. But if y'all decide to play this, buy it and play, you know, use whatever character you want. Again, a lot of the, you know, just the basic things that I'm saying is going to hold true on, you know, for every character. About, you know, taking your time, being methodical, when to jump in, when to switch weapons. Make sure you have exhausted more ammo than what you're going to pick up. There's a video coming up where a guy dropped, right in front of me, dropped a shotgun. And it's not on this one, but it's later on. And I end up picking up one shell. And it's just like, wow, just what a waste. So knowing when what enemies are going to drop what at certain parts of the game, you know, will come in handy, because having that extra ammo, that, you know, those 24 extra shots I would have had would have been a big difference later on. So I don't know if I saw it. Well, there he is, yeah. Sometimes going back and watching this, I see some of the mistakes that I make, see some of the things that I might normally miss. But see how getting stuck around Kaylee, you know, did some damage on me. So that's, you know, one of the little distractions that can happen. Not only do you got to find a good pattern to kill these guys, but you also got to avoid her, because you get stuck on her. I've died getting stuck on her, not being able to get out of the way. I think on these glyphs, the main thing to do is to just be smart. Don't automatically, you know, use all of it while you're there. Save it for later. I know sometimes it's easy to, like, you know, if I'd used it again, you know, I would have missed that blue, or, you know, that blue wouldn't have mattered. So, but I'd rather have that later. And you know what? If I don't use it, at least I know I had it if I did. And then if I get down to the end of the chapter, and it's like, you know what, I'm going to go fill that up, because again, the red and blue carries over. So even though it might take a little bit of time, I know I have that to fill up. So, you know, it takes some time. It's boring going back. I don't know if there's like a speed run of Nightmare Mode out there. I know they do have a speed run of this on normal. It's 2 players. It's not a single player. I don't think that they play as the judge. They might. It's been a long time since I've seen that. I thought it was pretty interesting to watch that, how they work together as teams. But, you know, playing solo is a whole other bag. So having said all this, a lot of this for the next, it's a long one. It's a long one. 30 more minutes for this section. But it's just going to be shooting, running away, using edge, picking up. See, I see that I have a machine gun in there. I know I have a shotgun coming up. So I want to use some of that now while I can. You know, maybe going forward, you know, I could use my edge, and then, you know, when I kill these guys, pick up the blues, because that's the one thing I hate is killing one of the guys and picking up a blue and then you're not really needing it. So I switched over to make sure that I didn't need to use my machine gun, because I know I have one in here. I don't want to pick up more bullets or less bullets than what I need to. And as you progress through the game, those weapons get stronger. You get better machine guns, you get better shotguns. So again, having said that, I'll take a little break while I'm killing these guys. I don't think anything really exciting is going to be coming up anytime soon. And we'll see you in a few minutes. You know, it's interesting when I talk about these guys respawning. I thought I'd kind of double back enough whenever I came down this path the first time to make sure nobody, you know, I'd killed everybody, and you see all the enemies that have dropped down behind me. Look at all the bullets I shot towards that guy with the machine gun and the shotgun. So the machine gun is probably not the best weapon to use against him. You can see it's hard to lock on. I wish you could lock on the target. Thought I'd do something a little bit different with my sword, but get out of the way, Kaylee. Now, the one thing about getting up close with them on the melee weapon is you don't give them a chance to... See, you didn't even see where that person was. That's the reason you go in and out, just to make sure. Now, there is a gun in there. I saw the tip of it. It is a shotgun. So again, I didn't want to pick it up. As soon as I saw it, I said, well, let me use my shotgun to make sure I, you know, pick up as much ammo as I can. If I had planned out a little bit better and remembered that that machine gun was over there, you know, I could have used it earlier and maybe taken a different path. I think I picked this up and I don't pick up. No, I picked up enough. Okay, it's 96 for that one. Now they do have a friendly fire setting whenever you play multiplayer. We've never played with that because we would be killing each other way too fast. So again, I know this is all repetitive and boring, but I just want to make sure I kill everybody. There's also, for me at least, a certain satisfaction of knowing, man, I killed everybody. I didn't run away from any fight. Again, there's going to be a few fights later on in the game where you have to run away. One because you are on a time limit, and another one is the guys just seemed like they never stopped respawning. See, there was a chance I was going to rush up to him and shoot him, and I reloaded and ended up taking a little bit of damage. I haven't figured out how I'm going to, again, see, changing weapons at a bad spot lets me get hit. Some of that is just, hopefully my mistakes will be lessons for other people to, you know, not make some of the stupid mistakes that I make. And maybe people will watch this and say, man, there's got to be a better pattern than what he's doing. But again, always double back. I'm always doubling back because, like I said, you saw earlier how the enemies were respawning behind me even after I thought I'd already got them. So, see, I could have swore that there was somebody in the background over there earlier behind that E. I need to go back and look on the video and see if there was somebody there. Knowing me, I might have even saved whoever it was and didn't realize I'd done it, so. Maybe it was just the fog or something. I don't know. So now that I know I have my edge refill glyph, you know, I can use that coming up on the harder enemies. And I still think I have a refill back at the other place later too. You know, the last thing you want to do is use all your edge at the beginning and then not have any when they really come after you. I know I'll have a chainsaw coming up here soon, so might as well go ahead and take out some guys. But again, you see how wide some of his attacks are, and you can take a lot of damage, especially in the later levels, using the chainsaw. I didn't have to use it, but you know, I wanted to. I mean, it gave me the weapon. Felt like, you know, I felt like I have to, especially since I'm picking one up. It's not always the smartest thing. But it's also fun using that and the sound it makes. So I know I'm coming up on a little bit harder part, so I might as well go back and use that health glyph. If I can just remember where it is. I actually think it was over there. There it is. And I don't know if I see it or not. Yeah, I do. There is one a little bit farther back, just in case. But you gotta love the camera work sometimes. And as many times as I'd passed through this earlier, or in the area, these guys still respawn. This is what I'm talking about. Just double back and making sure that you're killing everybody. I really want the experience for the higher levels. I can't stress that enough if you're doing a nightmare run by yourself, on, you know, solo by yourself. You see all these guys coming out from that one tombstone. It's like, man, how many people they bury in that place? On top of each other. I guess it is the prison cemetery, or the graveyard, or the town. That really was kind of a waste. I think maybe it's because I know I have an edge cliff coming up here pretty soon. Probably in hindsight, you know, using the edge to kill just 3 guys right there might not have been the most tactical plan. And see how bad this is? I used it when I really didn't need to. Now I'm wasting time coming all the way back here. I mean, I have it to use. And we've talked about doing this. But that might not have been... Do I go ahead and fill myself up? Yeah. Or my plan might have been at the time to go ahead and use it because I knew I had that one. Use it for whatever I needed to go back and use it one last time. I mean, who knows? And then, like I said, I got to wait for Kaylee. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's probably not the most efficient route possible, even for killing all the guys, but it's something that it's relaxing. At least I find it relaxing. Some people don't. It's like, oh my god, this is taking forever. Why do this if you don't have to? And again, you don't have to play the game like that if you don't want to. It's a good thing I can't shoot Kaylee. I'm sure I would have shot her a few times. I don't know if the friendly fire affects her. I know it does your teammates. I'm just running through, just swing. Look at the guy, he's half. And he did some damage on me, kicked me. But this could have been a lot worse. I could have taken a lot of damage getting stuck there by Haley. I think I was going to try to show a couple of the other moves that you can do with the sword, with your melee weapon. Plus, or either that or it's just to break up the monotony of running around and shooting. You can still kill quite a bit of enemies by just running to the objective and killing the guys along the way instead of having to double back. See, that was bad. should have came back just a little bit farther and make sure I got them both, or move to where they would come together so the edge would hit both of them. Look at all the guys behind me now. I thought I'd gone back, doubled back, and killed everybody. And those things disappear so fast. Too bad there's not like a button for you to run a little bit faster when you need to. I think I played this one time and did something really stupid and ended up dying a couple times, and it's just like, man, I know I can go through this without dying, so I had to restart it. That was a lot of fun. Now, if I'd gone up a lot closer to the church, those gargoyles would have started. And I don't want to do that. Well, I guess I am. I think I wanted to kill some of the other guys. Get those guys, the gargoyles, activated, and then draw them all together and see if I can get them all with one edge. And that's not the way to do it right there. So if you notice, I didn't kill them. They transported to another spot. That was odd. So that probably wasn't the best use of my edge right there, my word of power. But notice he gave me a blue and filled me almost all the way up. So that's the one good thing. I still don't want... Do I pick it up? Yeah, see? I didn't pick up the full amount. So that's just wasted bullets. Got a little lucky there that I didn't take some damage. I know I have some machine guns coming up. That's the reason why I'm using that. So when you're running around exploring and you've started kind of knowing what the enemies are going to do, you know, I could have come to this side first and then gone to that middle and then let everybody come out and then really try to use my word of power to focus on everybody. So again, it's really how your play style, what you want to do. I went through that a couple times and, like I said, messed up, ended up losing a life. End up losing a life coming up here, not knowing how these guys were going to respawn. Then another sense, like, man, I've already lost 2 lives, and you know that's really kind of unacceptable for this early in the game, especially with as much space as I have. See, last time I came through here, like 4 guys spawned. This time it was only 1. And then, of course, I missed. Or did I get him? I guess I did. But with as much space as I have, I really shouldn't be dying at all unless I just really do something stupid. So that's the reason I went back and redid it. I'd rather have the lives later on, just in case I need them. So I want to have the most ammo on my heavy weapons as I can going into once I get into the church. So I think from here on out, it's either going to be ranged or melee. No, special weapon or heavy weapon. Come on, Kaylee. So I try to go to the side. I never really try to attack from the front. Go to the side, and then if it ends up sliding around to the front, then that's okay because I'm already real close to them. But let them turn into you. That way, ideally you want to attack on the side. See how I jumped around to get to his side. And then Kaylee, little punk, I got stuck on her, trying to protect her, and I'm getting damaged. But I do have my health. I'm sure she screams a few times, so again, I don't hear it whenever I do the audio. The audio from the game is completely muted. Am I getting too far ahead of Kaylee? Yep, see? That's what'll happen. You think you killed everybody, and then somebody will spawn. Get out of the way, Kaylee. I'm trying to save you. So I think I'd take one more look around just to make sure. And of course, here's some guys. So again, I ran up there, took a chance on picking up that health when I didn't need it, and I even did it again. But with all that stuff going on, sometimes it's hard to look at your health, your edge, the ammo that you have, and still avoid and blocking or dodging, whatever you need to do. So I'm good on that. I want to go over my stats again here real quick. I'm going to need all these lives. I think I've lost 1 life so far. But this next section is going to be a little tough. I know this was long and boring. Again, sorry everyone, but my goal is to kill everybody. I felt like I did that. Hope everybody enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. It's the church. It's the teddy bear.